We're close to beginning year 4 in the New Orleans Saints franchise, and today we're going through the 2026 preseason. After an offseason that saw us trade up to go and select our quarterback of the future, the biggest move we've made for a quarterback in this series. And today we'll see Blake Westbrook's preseason action and go through all the highlights and the things I felt were important from this year's preseason. We've got some new faces on offense with the trade for Jadarius Roby, running back who was with the Colts, and the signing of Garrett Wilson, reuniting him with Buckeye teammate Chris Olave. On the defensive side, we no longer have Marshawn Lattimore, as that trade helped us get Jadarius Roby, but we've added cornerbacks throughout the series, and I really like who we have. But I also wanted to make our largest addition at safety in selecting Johnny Fenderson. I do like the team that we've built, especially on the offensive side with all these playmakers. Defensively, we haven't had the best performance throughout the franchise. The front four has always been a little lacking, and we haven't gotten enough out of our secondary. The quarterback position has been a huge talking point. How would we move on from Derek Carr? What would the future hold? David Mayweather gave us some great games last year, and I did want to see how he'd play here in preseason compared to Blake Westbrook. And before we get into the highlights, I do want to talk sliders here a little bit. It's clear some changes had to be made for better games and more ratings-based gameplay. In this first game, the sliders that were used were kind of my own personal experiment I was doing, but games 2 and 3 have the new base that Matt and I are using and really like and are going to fine-tune for week 1. So keep in mind that game 1 has different settings from games 2 and 3. But we're going to jump in and be bouncing around these games to see what I thought was important. And we do open with David Mayweather as the starting quarterback in game 1. And we got to go right away to the new guy. And he's got Garrett Wilson here on the outside. Welcome to New Orleans. Really good route, really good ball there from Mayweather. And of course, we got to see what the new running back is all about. This is Jadarius Roby, who didn't have the burst and overall explosiveness I was necessarily coveting, but I do think he's a good power back, one that can still get better and can definitely fit our style of play. We've got these tight ends that help control the edge on the outside, 2 good tackles. We get down inside the red zone. Mayweather showing off his ability to break the pocket, and he goes down at the 6. Goal to go New Orleans. This one goes out to Chris Olave, and he nearly gets in for the touchdown. We go inside the 1. It's Roby fighting through contact into the end zone. Saints get the touchdown. Really good start for the offense, and let's turn it over now to the Broncos offense. Jake Haener wearing number 18. Gotta love it. And it's going to be Javonte Williams here. We've given up some big games to him in the past, I know that. Run defense has been really shaky throughout the series. Last year, we didn't give up a ton of yards because teams were so good passing, but we still gave up high yards per carry and big games when teams leaned on their run. Javonte Williams runs them down the field and into the end zone. Not a good first impression from this defensive front. David Mayweather, second possession. Going offset eye here at the 24. And he's got time and drops it into the Rookie of the Year. That is tight end Kevin Blackwell. Hoping to build upon a fantastic start to his career. Then we got Roby with room. Really want to see him grind for yards after contact, but first quarter comes to an end, so we turn things over to the second unit, and that means quarterback Blake Westbrook into the action. On a 3rd and 10, the number 4 pick off the hands of a receiver. There is a flag down as Antoine Priestley couldn't make the catch, and it was holding against us. So we'll go to our defense, and this is Juan Parker, the Bronco quarterback, and he is sacked by Paul Redmond. Redmond flashed a lot last year as a pass rusher. We'll go back to the offense, and Kendre Miller, a familiar face. Plan on having this be a good 1-2 punch in the backfield. We've had a lot of good play from Miller. And down goes Westbrook. That's Monty Rice, reminding me I couldn't develop him in the Titans franchise. And the Broncos take over. This is Parker on the outside, and he loses the football on a big hit delivered by James Bolden. I want him to just play middle linebacker this year, mainly be a 2-down player. Here's Westbrook, and he's intercepted. Yeah, it's annoying when receivers don't really help you out here, but one thing to keep in mind is Westbrook does have a little slower release, and plays like this are more difficult when you can't get that ball out as fast as other quarterbacks. But Westbrook shows off the arm on this play, working to his left. It's a tough throw, and it's his first completion. 3rd and 7 against the pressure. That is off the mark. Accuracy, a little bit concerning here. He doesn't have the highest accuracy ratings coming into his season. Parker and the Broncos. Heavy pressure and sacked again. And that is undrafted rookie Spencer Douglas. Keep an eye on 63. Parker. He sacked again, this time by Justin Medlock, a player I hope takes a big leap this year after a quiet rookie season. Westbrook lays this in downfield. That's tight end Eddie Lovelock as Westbrook hits his second completion. Play fake to Miller. Out of the pockets. Can definitely make a few things happen here, but not a dynamic rushing threat. Miller on the carry. Good block from Gilliam. And he sprung to the outside for a gain of 10. Trying to run that same run game we did a year ago. And Westbrook, he's got a completion. And that is a touchdown to 5th-round rookie Antoine Presley. I was intrigued with him as a developmental receiver who could be a slot option. We go back to our defense, and Tommy Tomlinson's out there denying that throw. He should do well when he's playing with the backups. We take him out, though, and then it's Tyrell Stoudemire. And this guy's just been great when he's gotten opportunities. 3rd and 10. Pressure sent at Parker, and he's sacked by Jerry Rayburn. That's the formula I've wanted to have here. Play tight coverage with our big physical corners and blitz on 3rd down to get off the field. And we have a lot of corners now with size and that press man ability. With the offense again here in the second half, we get Barry Skelton involved. Converted him to a running back. I think he can be a pass catcher, a role player early. Not a guy you give a ton of a workload to, but 99 speed with some wiggle definitely speaks for itself. Westbrook getting out of the pocket, just heaves it, and down there, Lovelock is open and makes the catch inside the 20. Got to be able to hit those throws when they're given to you like that. We go to the Broncos and a 4th down and more pressure. This time it's Chester Hayward. I'm kind of getting attached to these backup edge rushers we have. With the offense again. Nice adjustment by Priestley. Coming back to that football. 3rd and 2 for Westbrook. Caught again in traffic this time. Antoine Priestley. Those are the kinds of plays you have to be able to make. Now we're almost done here in game 1. Juan Parker, though, he gets intercepted. It's 2nd-round rookie Alex Sharp taking this all the way back for a touchdown. That is just the latest 6'3 plus corner with man press ability that we have added. And I really want to see if the secondary can come together this year. Young corners, young safeties like Johnny Fenderson there, who almost had that INT. We played really well in this first game. I was impressed with the defense, got pressure, and the coverage also complemented it nicely. So a strong first impression here in preseason. Westbrook only 7 for 18, but sometimes in preseason I'm just kind of experimenting with some things. I don't care too much about completion percentage, and we have a lot of backups in there as well. So don't always get the cleanest evaluation, but we do what we can. A lot of plays made in this game. That's what you want to see as guys try to fight for roster spots. We do get a chance to upgrade Justin Medlock and Brian Bresee. Bresee entering the last year of his deal with us, and we have a big decision to make on him. It'll depend on how he performs this year, and if Justin Medlock can push for playing time and a key role in this defense. Now, in games 2 and 3, these are the sliders that were used. Not totally different from what we had earlier, but the biggest difference comes from tweaking the offside and really the speed threshold slider. Speed threshold, to me, when you raise it, you really tighten up the gameplay and the spacing between players. And on a lower setting, you tend to have a lot more open field, and that's what I think has contributed to all the high-scoring games. So this was the first play of the game here. I didn't get a clean look at it on the actual play because I was messing with something, but that's Paulson Adebo getting his hand on that football and forcing an incompletion on this play as well. Adebo, now one of our starting corners, should get a lot of play time, and we called a bad blitz there and left the entire middle of the field wide open. Steelers get into field goal range, and they run it to the right. It is well played by Tommy Tomlinson and new strong safety, that's Julian Love. Third down now. Kenny Pickett over the middle and knocked down. Another play made by Paulson Adebo, who had a fantastic possession. David Mayweather starts this game as well. On the roll and wide open. We got Garrett Wilson after the defender collided and lost track of him. Jadarius Roby now. He's got to show he can break that first tackle and get into the open field. Play action, Mayweather, throw into the young running back. Really hope he can handle this role, but he's not really a proven receiving back. Low route running, low catching, doesn't have like make you miss ability, so he might be better off with Kendre Miller in that role. 3rd and 6 now, Mayweather downfield, and it's caught! Touchdown, Chris Olave! What a throw from David Mayweather. This guy has been exceeding expectations since he's gotten a chance. I wanted to see in the preseason this year if he was still that guy we saw last year, and it sure looked like it. Here's a new addition. Zaven Collins takes out Najee Harris. Hoping our linebacking core is a bit more complete. Nice job by James Houston there, forcing the redirection, and the backside pursuit can clean up. 3rd down. Pickett under pressure, heaves it, and is intercepted. It's Tommy Tomlinson. Isn't this defense so much more complimentary? You don't have to rely on just quarterbacks making mistakes or one part of the defense making all the plays. Now Blake Westbrook gets in with the starters, and under pressure throws a nice ball at Kevin Blackwell for the 22-yard connection. Here's 2nd down and 11. I need you to pay attention. Westbrook, deep downfield. What a catch by Olave! Mayweather had a money throw to him earlier, and Westbrook fits this in. And you're not making that play unless you have a really strong arm, which Westbrook does. A 14-3 game. This is blocked up nicely. Good cut by Harris as he gets into the open. I don't expect us to be great against the run. I just want to be serviceable. Another incompletion force. Good coverage by Tommy Tomlinson. Liking the way he and Adebo played in this game. Protected, though, and we played the coverage towards the sticks. So once Pickett had too much time, somebody was going to get open downfield. It happens to be George Pickens. Blake Westbrook back to work, has time. Diving catch by Blackwell. I mean, this guy's catch radius is on another level. Rolling left again, Westbrook. This one's going to be tough. Little too much to ask for, though. Back to defense again. Play action for Kenny Pickett. Covered well, but the catch made. And that's Tyrell Stoudemire in coverage. And Kenny Pickett's going to look to pick on him here. Downfield again. Nice grab made by Darnell Washington. They get into long-distance field goal range, and they're not done. A deep ball coming down with it. That's Courtney Bryson, last year's AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. So 3 straight plays given up, followed by this catch for a touchdown. It was ruled incomplete, later reversed. Very different results changing up the cornerbacks. We get Westbrook out there, lays it in for Wilson downfield. I really can't wait to have these games with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. Really excited about our backfield too. We added Zamir White. So he's got a little more speed and explosiveness. Maybe he's someone who can mix in more. He does get a couple good carries here in the second quarter. I rotated in these guys to play with the starters to get a good look at them. And again, good play out of Zamir White. Blocked up well. With blocking as good as we can have, I mean, I want to have guys who can rip off some big plays. Westbrook, that's caught by Wilson. I mean, with Olave and him, it's 1A and 1B. A unique opportunity we have with these guys. 3rd and 2. Good ball, but couldn't make the catch there. That was Blackwell. So we'll go into our next defensive sequence with Pickett trying downfield, and it's out of the way. That's Jabril Peppers, who I'm still sorting out kind of my idea for him this year. Mayweather in the game here. We go second half. How about that catch? Antoine Priestley, 5th rounder, making some noise. And here's Kendre Miller. Don't really have to see a lot more of him, but I do like watching him play. Priestley over the middle. That's where he's going to have to really show he can add to this offense. You're not going to take the role of Olave and Wilson, as Miller has this jarred loose, and somehow we ended up with it. We're not going to recover that in the regular season, I'm sure of that. 3rd and 14, a little too much here, and it's intercepted. Wanted A.T. Perry, who definitely is fighting for a role and a spot this year, given he's entering a contract season. Steeler football, coverage is tight. Alex Sharp there again. 2nd round rookie. 2nd and inches. Pressure. Spencer Douglas throws down the quarterback and gets another sack. 20-17. We're 3rd quarter here. This is Floyd Higgins and an open man. They're really picking on Tyrell Stoudemire in this game. Gave up a lot of big plays. Higgins under pressure, getting rid of it. Just nice to see us getting disruption up front. I think we have a lot of guys that have potential there. And then we block the kick. Josh Kelly gets in there, and it's picked up by Jerry Rayburn. He's taking this all the way for a touchdown. Some special teams excitement here as the Saints take the lead. Let's go back to our next defensive drive here, and we bring 4, covered well. I want to contest these short throws better. We have big physical corners. Those should be difficult. Here's a nice cut and a good run for the first down. That's Tolbert out to the 38-yard line. Steelers go down to our 32, run again, and Stoudemire helps make the play to force 4th down. Here is a sequence later in the 4th quarter, as this is trouble out in front, plowing over defensive backs. They had a really nice block there, and Ray Davis takes it in for the touchdown. 2nd unit run defense is never pretty. Defense tested again here, 3rd and 1. How about Stoudemire getting in there, getting his hands dirty? At least he's helping out in the running game, showing some positives there. But the Steelers go and get the first down, helping seal this game in a preseason win. Overall, I love seeing the fight from our defensive backs. Tight coverage, sometimes we make the play, sometimes we don't, but that's the nuance I've been looking for from the defensive side. Those guys need to have a better chance to make plays. And once I saw that, I felt really good about the slider changes and making some tweaks from there. So it's not going to be kind of final from here, but I think it's a good base. I'm happy playing on it. I enjoyed the preseason games. And we got one more to go through. But if you have any players down below you think have impressed throughout this preseason, you want to see when the games count, let me know. I'm hoping this year Juan Beard continues to take a step. He had 6.5 sacks last season. We really need some of these normal dev guys to show they're a little more capable than just being normal dev okay starters. So we take on Trevor Lawrence and the New England Patriots in the preseason finale. Lawrence hands off, and it's Zaven Collins laying out Alex Elam, who's one of the running backs that's been drafted in this series that now has a starting job. That's a catch for Juju Smith-Schuster. Downhill, and the play made that time, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Linebackers have to run and chase and make it easier on third down as we get the pressure, and Lawrence is dropped by Brian Bresee. Clemson friends reunite. On their next possession, Lawrence with time, tight throw, and well defended by Jonathan Jones. He is a mentor at corner and has a different skill set than these young, big physical corners that we have. He's more athletic, and I wanted that to complement who we had. That was a catch for Mike Williams, by the way. More on him later, as JOK continues to show why I wanted to add him. Well, one of the reasons. Here's 3rd and 7. Lawrence feels pressure, dishes it out, and Adebo didn't take the best angle to prevent the first down. That was my draft crush there, Chad Binns. And then Lawrence drops it in, and Smith-Schuster is taken down inside the 5. Goal to go, and the Patriots run it, and James Bolden is there. Really like what the linebackers are doing here in the running game. But they cannot keep Alex Elam out of the end zone. He dives in for 6. Let's check in with the offense again. David Mayweather is in the game. He looks downfield, and Wilson has a step. He's behind Christian Gonzalez, and he is gone. Touchdown. You got 2 guys. You can just run any route, take advantage of single coverage anytime. They're going to see it. Jadarius Roby getting to the edge. I'm not sure we're going to have the big playability in our backfield this year, but I felt Roby was a great starter for us to add. Westbrook, he's intercepted, trying to throw this over the middle, but it gets cut off by Kyle Duggar. And the Patriots take over. This is 3rd and 10 for Trevor Lawrence, and a perfect ball outside to channel nemesis Mike Williams. Lawrence fakes, eyeing downfield, incomplete again, defended by Paulson Adebo. He really had a great preseason. Patriots bring out the field goal team, and we got a fake. And wide open inside the 10. They did this to me in the preseason. Elton Daniels with the touchdown. I couldn't believe my eyes. Anyway, it's back to the young quarterback, Blake Westbrook. That's caught by Chris Olave. Throw could be better, though. And it will need to be when the games count. Nice blocking here. Priestley out in front, and it's Kendre Miller. I just like seeing the blocks get set up, man. It's like football ASMR. Wide open. There is Priestley. Got to make those defenders collide sometimes. Get some cheap yardage there. We go inside the 5. Priestley checks out against the pressure. That is caught, and it's a touchdown for A.T. Perry. Nice job finishing that drive. Now, first half coming to an end. Behind Tomlinson, there's Mike Williams. The Clemson connection down to the 2. Doesn't Big Mike ever give me a break? Second half. There he is again! I'm so tired of Mike Williams, guys. It's been how many years of this being a thing? Alex Elam. Ooh, redirection. He's got a nice cut. First down. His running backs can be a lot of fun to watch, honestly. 1st and 10. Open! Touchdown! That time Adebo got beat flat out. Trevor Lawrence, tough to stop here in New England. But here's Westbrook coming back, and he's got a man wide open. And if you watch that back, the play action fake sucked in that coverage that was on Blackwell. Handoff to Miller, fighting through the middle. It's the last year of his deal as well. Toss right to Kendre Miller. There's the hard cut downhill. I mean, that's one of my favorite plays right there. If you can have that toss and just cut it downhill, take on the safety. But Westbrook, he caps off the drive, finding Antoine Priestley, who beats Christian Gonzalez. Priestley has been one of my favorite players throughout preseason. Here's David Mayweather, third quarter. Who's he going to? Priestley! And now he breaks an angle, cuts it outside to the 10, stiff arm, first down. Does he have your attention now? This is how you break out and crack this roster. Westbrook is in the game here in the fourth quarter, buying time, caught for the touchdown. Antoine Priestley. All he does is make plays. Late fourth quarter, we're down 6. Westbrook, not finished going to him. Priestley makes a man miss. Remember, he has playmaker archetype. So we've seen a little bit of that run after catch ability. The stiff arm. The juke. He's got a little route running in his game as well. I think he's a really intriguing talent. Handoff to Zamir White. Pushing the pile, gaining 7. Westbrook again, second down. Sideline for Priestley, and he hangs on to it. He's made the tough catches. He's gotten yards after the catch. What more do you want? 4th and 3. Westbrook throws. Caught by Priestley inside the 1. Nearly another touchdown. But we're set up. And Westbrook dumps it to Miller. Touchdown, New Orleans. Blake Westbrook having a big day along with Antoine Priestley. This is just an awesome show here in the preseason. 1-point game. Mac Jones over the middle. And we give up the play that puts them into field goal range. Got to get off the field. And so much for that. Patriots kick the field goal, beat us in the end. But who's the real winner here? We got to see Antoine Priestley look like an absolute steal the way he played throughout preseason. He was our leading receiver by far and showed he had a lot of ability for a guy taken in the 5th round. He checks a lot of boxes. Blake Westbrook, 4 touchdown passes here in his preseason finale. I really felt that he and Mayweather both played really well and pretty evenly. But Antoine Priestley, he's the guy who probably improved his stock the most in preseason. I was intrigued with him. Now I'm pretty infatuated. So we got to go and set this final roster. Our first move is to put Jazir Selvi on IR so he's not taking up a roster spot. And here's the statistical breakdown. So Mayweather had a lot higher yard per attempt. Westbrook, though, 6 touchdowns. And I thought he overall looked really strong. Kendre Miller is the leading rusher, highest yards per carry. He'll continue to get carries alongside Roby, and we'll see about a third running back. But Antoine Priestley's 3 touchdowns, 13 catches. He's only 21 years old, has great size, and I really think that he can become what A.T. Perry really never did. He has better release already. And I think starting here at age 21, he has a chance to actually carve out the role I envisioned. So A.T. Perry, I thought could be a good slot receiver, and his route running has developed. His release really hasn't, which has limited him a little bit, and he's in the last year of his deal. So I was looking to have a new receiver kind of take on that role, and here's Priestley stealing the show. Defensively, Spencer Douglas really did well for an undrafted rookie, leading us in TFLs. He makes the team based on performance. But I was really happy just seeing the coverage be stickier and guys making plays. Pressure from players like Preseason and Paul Redmond was good. But we got to cut this roster down. We're going to start at quarterback. Tyler Todd to the practice squad. He might not stay there long term. I don't really feel the need to have a practice squad quarterback. But Marcus Mariota is the mentor that I brought in. So I thought Trey Lance would be expendable. I wanted to trade him to a spot where he could potentially play. And the Raiders also had a player I kind of wanted. I think Daniel Falele would be a really good backup for our scheme. The way we want to run the football, it's such a specific style of play that he fits. If we have an injury, I'm really confident in our run game at least, not losing a ton if we have him. So we make that trade and move on to running back. John Waters has practice squad eligibility. I don't know if he'll stick there, but he and Brian Johnson go to the practice squad and we release Eric Stills. We're going with 4 running backs and a fullback. Now at wide receiver, I like our depth a lot. I think 1 through 5 were very strong. We put a couple guys on the practice squad, and we're going to also put Clark Brown at tight end there. We'll stick with the same tight ends we had a year ago. We're cutting down D tackle now. Barry Garland is released. At linebacker, we're going to release DeMarco Jackson, who is 28 years old. And at cornerback, again, I like our 1 through 5. So I don't really feel the need to have a lot behind them. Greg Cook to the practice squad. And at safety. So nobody's willing to offer me for Tony Adams. So I think it's just the most reasonable thing, because he's more of a backup fringe starter, to just flat out release him. And then we also release Mitch Herron. We'll stick with Sergio Rhodes, the undrafted safety. And then Aleem McNeil. I'm just going to say this was a poor signing for us, and he's due a fair amount of money, so honestly, I don't think he has a lot of trade value with that contract. We're just going to eat all this dead money and stick with the 4 D tackles we have. So that is going to be an L we take for free agency a couple of years ago. I want to try using some new backup linebackers. We release Jerry Rayburn, and we get down to the 53-man roster. Here's how we did it. Actually, some tough moves this time around because we have some depth at different areas. Had to make a couple cuts I didn't really want to, but it gets us ready for week 1 again against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And taking a look at moves that were made after the preseason. The big one for me is the Eagles trading their running back, who I had interest in, Khaled Thomas. Now, I went with Jadarius Roby in the trade instead, but now he's got a chance to start with the Tennessee Titans, which is pretty cool to see. He would have fit the kind of explosive archetype I was looking for, but I do think in our scheme, you still want break tackle and shrucking, and I especially wanted that from the guy who's going to get the bulk of the carries, and that's why I went with Roby. And seeing some of the quarterback moves in this series, the Giants will be starting number 2 pick Trent Ainsworth right away, and the pick after us, Seattle took Hunter Boone. He will start right away. And when it comes to us, I do plan on having Blake Westbrook start the season as QB1. We traded up to get him. I think he's got good upside, and we saw some good things from him in the preseason. And if he plays well, he'll have a chance at Rookie of the Year and breaking out further. If it doesn't work out, we have David Mayweather, and we'll see what he can do. But Westbrook is going to get the chance here immediately because of that ceiling opportunity. Garrett Wilson, he's going to wear number 7. I thought about giving him his Ohio State number 5. But can you really picture A Michigan player just handing over his number like that to a Buckeye? I couldn't do that. But I am excited to see how this defense comes together now with the change at corner, the change at safety, hopefully having a more complete linebacking unit. I'm excited about this season. And Johnny Fenderson, the rookie, will also be starting immediately. I'm not really sure what I'm doing yet with Jabril Peppers. I'm going to have to figure it out. And when it comes to that third and fourth receiver spot, I still want to see more of Antoine Priestley. He's got a chance to develop into a really good player, and I think he's put A.T. Perry's roster spot in jeopardy. Keep in mind, Perry's in the last year of his deal, and his motivations do not line up with us whatsoever. So that's all I got for you here from preseason. Week 1 comes your way next. And I imagine here I'll take an extra couple of days to just fine-tune the sliders for that. I have some stuff to do on MLB for the A's franchise, so I don't mind taking a few days to make sure I'm ready to go for week 1, but I'm excited about this new season. I hope you are as well. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day, everybody.